Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 10-15 minutes away from getting this thing underway for you, the Eden Prairie Community Center. It's actually a good thing it's going to start late because I have the feeling that this is going to be absolutely packed in here tonight. We're going to have a big crowd. Bart Archer and yours truly, Pete Wagner, looking very forward to calling this one for you tonight. The night before Hockey Day, or the game before Hockey Day, Minnesota. Will the Minnetonka Skippers go there undefeated? Or will they have another blemish on the record coming off that 3-3 tie with the Hermantown Hawks? We're going to let that Zamboni run for you. And when we come back, we'll have the start of the hockey game right here at the mnhockey.tv. Well, since this is such a big game, our very own Bart Archer can barely contain himself. He can't wait to get into this game, so I thought, okay, Bart, let's let her rip. But before we do that, we've got a little headset issue for one Bart Archer. Here, you take mine. There, and I just took yours, and I think we're good to go. Okay, Bart Archer, pregame show time here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Once again, your coverage tonight on the Eden Prairie hockey side of things is presented in part by a slew of great partners. We're going to take a look at Tria, once again, Shirts Unlimited, Walzer Toyota in Bloomington, and also Tavern 4 and 5. Don't forget about Green Mill as well. We just got our lineup card. The lines will look quite the same here for the Minnetonka Skippers. Newhouse, Bayless, and Streeter will be your top line. They'll bring Hendrickson up on the left wing with Lagerback and Nick Henry. Doctor and Lidke, your top defensive pair, with Will Kroll and James Miller.
Scratch.
Ooh, scratch.
Yeah, that's a big scratch.
Scratch number 21, James Miller. Any ads?
Yeah.
Who are we adding?
Number 4. That's what I retained on that one. I think the last name is Anderson, but I can
Jack
do a
Anderson.
Digging. Yes, correct. So let's make the notations on that. I do have it on the master sheet, but he's going to get a great opportunity to show his skills tonight.
There's a little tension in here.
Oh, you think?
I mean, you've got you've got the Eden Prairie Eagles, who've been a top 10 team the entire season. They definitely are going to be having something to say here. I mean, they've got a player who was on the short list for a Mr. Hockey finalist in Jack Jensen. They've got guys like Spencer Rudrud who can get the job done. I'm talking about the forwards right now. We'll get into the back line in a second. They've got some other. Jensen's got 18 markers on the season. John Middlestad, the junior, has been really good this year. He's a creator. He can shoot. He can score. And the depth up front, Sam Wilhite brings some size and grit. And don't forget about Drew Holt. Bart, he's had a nice year.
Well, indeed, and his play has gotten better each and every game as the season progresses, and that's really good for Coach Lee Smith and the Eden Prairie coaching staff. Depth is what they're going to need tonight. They're going to have to bring their best game, obviously, against Minnetonka. Minnetonka rolls lines over. Eden Prairie kind of mimics them and matches up pretty well against this team. I mean, Minnetonka, I think primarily the strength is goaltending, defense, and then they move out with very skilled forwards. But I think Eden Prairie kind of mimics that as well. Their top 4 are very, very good. They can move the puck, but they also have some guys that can put the puck in the net. I think goaltenders are going to have to bring their best game. I think defense is going to have to play sound on both sides. It just promises to be an excellent, entertaining game tonight.
Well, starting in goal for the Eden Prairie Eagles tonight will be Axel Rosenlund, Bart, and you've got some numbers for him so far on this campaign.
Well, he's 4-2-1 with a 2.58 and basically a 90% save percentage. So he's doing what the coach is asking him to, but he's getting a big chance tonight to show many people in this arena his skills. Many are familiar with his skills, but there's some that come in that might see Axel for the first time, but he's a good quality goaltender. That's one thing Eden Prairie has, is they have 3 pretty solid goaltenders, and they have a rotation that Coach Lee Smith gives them a chance to get out and play. It keeps them engaged, keeps them invested. But Charlie Glockner's pretty much run the table for Minnetonka so far to date, 15-0-1 with a 1.26. Actually, his goals against average went up to 1.26, so that just shows how strong his play has been, and .938 save percentage with a couple shutouts. So good goaltending, good defense, and good forwards. It really has the makings for an outstanding game tonight. And,
of course, a couple of late conference teams that are definitely well acquainted with each other over the years, playing in District 6 as young players. A couple of other things, Bart, that you want to mention. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Minnetonka kind of reeling it off 15 basically in a row, and they were beating good competition. I mean, a 3-2 win over White Bear Lake, a 5-2 win up at Heritage against Duluth East, and a pretty convincing 5-1 win over Benilde St. Margaret's. Benilde St. Margaret's played really well, so the score wasn't quite indicative of that, but then the only blemish on their record is a 3-3 tie to a Haremantown team that's really created some havoc in the AA.
Yeah, no doubt they have. They've been beating up on some teams, and, I think a lot of us are saying it's time, come join the big boys. I think they've pretty much made their statement at the Class A level, and they would be right in the short list of discussions for the Section 7 AA title if they are playing in that this year.
No question about it, and that's an awful tough section, so that's certainly a bit of praise for the Hermantown team. They've just been so steady so many years. And if you remember years ago, everybody was crying for St. Thomas Academy to jump up to AA. Well, they took that challenge, and they've actually flourished. This year might not be their banner year, but it's something that Hermantown
they're
could
pretty
certainly.
Good.
Absolutely, they're good. They're always good. But Hermantown certainly could make that transition if they chose to do it. But as long as they're in Class A, they are the team to beat. Cathedral is very good in Class A as well. So, it could be a couple of Class A Titans clashing eventually down the way. But it's good fodder, at least around the water cooler anyway.
No question. So, Bart, we've got a couple more passes here on the ZAM. Looks like this just got one more to go, and off we go.
Well, and he's doing a good job. Not too much excessive water, so we should have a nice slick surface. But, Pete, I think the key to the game, Eden Prairie's going to come out with energy because they're in front of their home stands, but Minnetonka travels pretty well. I think both teams, the first 5 minutes is going to be important. I know that's a bit tired as far as that, but it is. They're going to come out and try to establish their game. They're going to get the feel of each other. And it'll be very, very interesting from that point forward. But I see a relatively tight checking game at first. I think they're going to play close to the vest, but I think as the game progresses, it's going to get a little bit more wide open, a little more entertaining for the fans. At least that's what we're hoping for. But Minnetonka not shy about scoring goals. 77 goals, 131 assists, 208 total points in 16 games. That means that it's not just a off the rush type of thing. They can score off the rush, obviously, but they can set up and move the puck around like a symphony orchestra. They really are very methodical the way they go about their business. They like to stretch out the offensive zone, spread some people out, create some space, and really there aren't many better teams in the state of Minnesota that can work with open space and make it count on the scoreboard.
We'll be ready to go here in a matter of a couple of minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We'll get your starting lineups ready to go for you here. The Skippers and the Eagles here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Charlie Glockner gets the nod and goal. No surprise there, Bart Archer. 15-0-1 on the season. Why not?
1.26 goals against average and a stingy 0.938 goals against, or save percentage on that.
He's been very sturdy. On the up front, rather, it's going what they went with Krull, and then they came with Bayless, Newhouse. They separated the dynamic duo. Doctor now and Krull getting the nod.
Well, I don't think we're going to see any separation anxiety.
Well,
but it's unique. You are
they're going to have to learn how to do it at the next level. So here we go.
There we go.
See, the Dream State cameras are here. They're all over the rink, capturing the video for you.
Axel Rosenlund in goal for the Eden Prairie Eagles. 2.58, .899 goal save percentage.
Did you say Axel Rose?
I said Axel Rosenlund.
Oh.
I might have said Axel Rose.
You did.
How about that?
I'm going with it.
Well, welcome to the jungle.
Keegan Langfells will be on the blue line. He'll be joined by Luke Middlestadt. John Middlestadt's up front. Jack Jensen and Drew Holt will round out the starting lineup. And we'll pause now for your national anthem. Love that rendition of the national anthem that they run out here at the Eden Prairie Community Center. We're about ready to get started. The Eagles and the Skippers, we start the season that I love the most, and that's the Lake Conference schedule, buddy.
Well, I think you know that the race for the X is on when the Lake Conference season schedule starts. But what a great matchup we have for you tonight. Minnetonka, just the bully on the playground, so to speak, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I think they're going to be motivated after that 3-3 tie with Hermantown. Again, a good Hermantown team, but that's going to motivate a team. Give them a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They didn't want that little smirch on their record, but Eden Prairie, in front of their home fans, they're ready to play, Pete. They're already getting to the dot, so promises to be very intense. Controlling your emotions, I think, is going to be very important in this game. Having some self-discipline, stay out of the box.
And I think the competitor absolutely stay out of the box with this Skipper power play. It's so good. And I think it's super important. It's Eagle power play, though, is equally formidable at about 32%.
We got some pretty good special teams, at least in the power play
folks,
tonight.
Absolutely. Here we go. We're going to get things started and underway as it's controlled now by the Eagles in their own zone. Middlestat takes it on the move as he's going to send this back in behind the net. It's Glockner to cut off. Here comes Doctor. He'll swing it around to Bayless. Waits for it off the skate. Ahead it goes. It'll rattle into the neutral zone. Middlestat again. That's off the skate of Bayless in front of his own bench. Now Bayless with it across the line. He has help with Newhouse to the net. Nice check coming back for Jensen, and Holt, the sophomore, comes away with it across the center ice. Now Holt back into the corner. Ooh, leaves for Middlestat. Fanned on that, and it nearly trickled through, but wide of the mark. Jensen's checked and wedged by Doctor, and now it's going to be gathered in. They'll send this one off a stick on the tape now of Newhouse across the line. Newhouse shots up over the top of the net. The big carom to the near side. Now Lidke plays that back over to the far side. He is paired with Dylan Zitzloff at the moment. Now it's going to be Lagerback with it. He has Hendrickson out with him as well. Also up front is Nick Henry. Henry now from the left dot. Smith plays that one ahead. Jensen, long shift for him. Cross center. Down goes Wilhite. And that one's whistled down offside to center ice we go.
Well, there's going to be a penalty, and I think that's going to be on Lagerbach. He was all over. I think it was Wilhite coming into the zone, just kind of corralled him, and the referee was right there. So early power play for Eden Prairie. Boy, what a gift this one is. But it had to be called. It was right in front of the ref, impeded his forward progress, but hence the icing call. But now it's going to come all the way down into the Minnetonka zone to Glockner's left. But what a great opportunity early for Lee Smith and the Eagles.
Right, you talked about the special teams. Look at that power play of Eden Prairie. It's impressive, but Eden Prairie's PK, not where they'd want it.
No, but the Skipper's PK is 91.1, so very stingy.
That's the big number that has a differentiator. Oh, Rudrud shots off the legs of Henry. And now it's going to be Luke Middlestat at center to Rudrud. Back to Luke Middlestat. Looks up ice. He's going to be watched by Hendrickson, where Rudrud takes over in front of the Eagles bench. They have the power play now with 15.5 to go in the first period. We're just underway here from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Now it's handled by Luke Middlestat back in behind the net. Lidke gets a piece of him there. And now it's Smith. One-timer from John Middlestat missed the mark. Rudrud will pinch down along the wall. Lidke on the body. Smith with it with a nice little move back in behind the net. Now Holt comes away with it. Pulls the puck away from traffic as Zitzloff watches him. Holt now looks up high for Luke Middlestat. Near side. Oh, Rudrud wanted the one-timer. That just misses Jensen. Now it's going to be Middlestat again with it. John Middlestat to the corner. That's deflected. Rudrud will watch it. Luke Middlestat walks over from the left wing side. He's going to carry this one back in behind the net. Now it's Smith that's checked on the play. John Middlestat to the corner. Jensen tries to work through Zitzloff, who cuts him off. Lidke wins the battle. Nice stick work in the corner there. Finds an opening with 40 seconds to go with the man advantage. Sends it the length of the ice.
Very aggressive power play by this Eagle squad. They had 4 men below the dots and only 1 back on the blue line, but they're able to possess the puck. Get a little comfort with that puck on the power play. Not a bad thing.
Back in across the line. Holt stopped by Doctor. Back up at center they go with it. Sent in deep by Lacombe behind the net. Langfels comes away with it. Langfels is stopped and turns away as he looks up ice with 15 to go in the man advantage. He finds his man on the move. That was good to see Carson Jones back in the lineup. Had himself a great campaign last year. Had the leg injury to open up the season. Langfels with it. They haven't been home. This is only their 4th home game of the season. We got a big. You and I will be here a lot. We'll get to know this heater up top, which I love, man. You can like wear summer clothes here. It's the best rink to do a game from, bar none.
I overdressed.
Jones will send that back in behind the net, cut off by the goaltender. Now Doctor is there. Doctor looks back up to the left wing side. That's too far for Bayless. And turning that one is Argetsinger. At center, John Middlestat with it. He battles for it. And now Jack Jensen back out again. Looks for John Middlestat. Trolling in was Lilliard. That hits him on the way up and out. And now it's going to be back into Eden Prairie territory where they're going to have an icing call with 13:06. We'll bring it back down into Minnetonka territory.
Well, I thought Doctor was going to get flagged for a trip, but they opted to let that go. I like the fact that they let that go. Let the kids decide. Don't get too involved in this game. But a pretty good power play by Eden Prairie, but again, defense very, very well by the Skipper squad. 13:06 left in scoreless first period.
Here's a chance in front. Oh, nice job save. Excellent. Rosenlund, rather.
Sorry.
I kind of comboed that into one there. My bad. Now it's Lidke, rink wide for Zitzloff. Lets a shot go. That's wide of the mark. Waiting on the carom is John Middlestat. Now they'll regroup with Zitzloff. Lagerback is there. High in the air it goes. Played down by Henry. Off the boards, Henry swings that back in behind the net. Argetsinger hounded by Lagerback. They'll get that to Pager. Looks ahead. That's on the stick now and regrouped by Minnetonka's Duke Kiffin. He gets it back and plays catch with it over for Jack Anderson, the junior. Pager plays that one back in, and on it now for Minnetonka is Mac Motzko back in behind the net. He'll find that to Anderson in the corner. Will hide a quick shot, buzzed wide of the mark. Sure, there was some power play time, and, that's 2 minutes of what we've played, but the Eagles have had the bounce here, Bart.
Yeah, but the Skippers are starting to push back. They're starting to get a little rhythm to their game. It's hard to get a rhythm when you're a man down chasing the play a little bit, but it looks like they're starting to get some flow, but Eden Prairie, nice job of contesting.
Rudrud hits Kiffin. Popped him pretty good there as they'll battle in back in behind the net. Now from the right wing side, that's their left wing side. Lacombe stood up by Rudrud. 2 big hits for him on this shift. Wilhite tried to find Rudrud, and it's turned back up ice now by A.J. Kittleson. And Wilhite gets it back. They sent it in, and the Eagles will change on the fly.
Boy, great forecheck by Eden Prairie. Proper angles, hustle to the puck. They're closing the space, doing all the things right.
Newhouse ahead to Kittleson. 4 across for the Eagles. Kittleson back behind. Nice job by the Eagles off the end boards. As that's back up to the line. Ooh, look out. Ooh, that one's held in neatly by Doctor, and he slings that one in wide of the mark. Batchelder was there with a stick on it. And they're going to play the body there behind the net. Once again, it's Newhouse finds Streeter. Streeter's going to be in trouble. Played off the boards. That's off the skate to center. That was of Krull. Now Doctor slides into that one as he's bothered by Batchelder. Nearly turns it over, but so strong on his skates. Ooh, down to one leg goes Schultz. Quickly ahead to Batchelder. He has Jones with him. You get Carson Jones out of the lineup, you get a little extra dynamic up front. You have speed, skill, and some scoring touch, Bart Archer.
And that's exactly what they need tonight.
Right wing for Streeter. Ooh, nice little battle win over Langfels there. Newhouse in front. And a big shot by Bayless up and over the top of the net. Take a look at this scoring chance on the replay here, Bart Archer.
Wow, it was a nice sequence. It was Newhouse over to Bayless, as you said, and not a better person on that left wing side by that dot to get that puck all alone. But it was a nice job by Rosenlund to get the blocker on that one, ramp it up and out of play. But Minnetonka getting some offensive zone time. Pretty good shot on the goaltender. Hasn't seen much action, but came up big on that one.
MNHockey.tv also has Benilde St. Margaret's and Lakeville North squaring off. Another top 15 matchup.
I liked what I saw Lakeville North last broadcast.
Hey, you know what? Don't turn your back on that club. They're good. They're really good. I like just their depth and their strength. There's not a lot of flash, but a lot of substance there, that addition.
Pretty well coached.
No doubt about it. John Middlestat now off the end board. Zitzloff was there with Lidke, and they're going to break it up with Henry to the right wing side. He's going to work on Langfels, who stands him up. Luke Middlestat back over to help out of the corner. Luke Middlestat looked to the left wing side, nothing doing there. Long pass right on the tape for Holt. Picked that one up in stride. Zitzloff with an angle in on goal, and that one was shut down by Glockner.
Wow, it was great patience by Luke Middlestat. Kind of had to navigate his way through a very congested area in a nice outlet pass, as you said, to Drew Holt, the sophomore, forward. Got a good shot on goal. Well, probably wanted to walk it in a little bit more, but got the shot on goal. Got a chance to get a line change, fresh legs on the ice, and offensive zone faceoff. So nice sequence by Eden Prairie. Really a clean zone exit. And that's going to have to be something that Minnetonka is going to have to pay attention to, is that long outlet pass. They had a pretty good angle on it, forced them to shoot a little early, but nice job by Eden Prairie.
Great facility here tonight. Great crowd. Everybody's into this one. Good to see the program books in the people's hands.
Absolutely.
It's a really steady product there. What?
Nothing.
Big games are nothing new to Lee Smith. He's done this a lot.
No, absolutely.
He's not going to be intimidated by any Lake Conference team. And it's so fun from year to year, where the balance of power kind of shifts, whether it's Tonka, Wayzata, Edina, or EP.
It's the beauty of high school hockey.
I don't mean to blow off Hopkins in there, but they've given me no reason to say anything. God love them. Having been a part of that board.
I was going to say.
I don't care. I got to be, I'm a broadcast journalist.
It's credibility.
Got to tell the truth. Krull, Wilhite comes. This is not fake news. Wilhite, wrist shot. That's blockered. Watch this quickness by Glockner on that save.
Well, I like the quickness by Wilhite as well. He gained the zone and kind of dangled it just a little bit to change the angle, and a good shot on Glockner, but Glockner held his position, ramped it up and out of play. Both goaltenders haven't really seen a lot of action so far in this contest, but the ones they've seen have been pretty challenging, and both goaltenders so far have risen to the occasion. 8:43 left in a scoreless first period. Been a good one, Pete
Got
Wagner.
a chance to see Sam Wilhite's uncle, the great Pete Nelson. What a good man he is, and Grandma Wilhite is in the house, so hello to her from, even though she's here, to any of the family members. It's been acknowledged.
Well, Sam's been a solid contributor to this Eden Prairie squad a long time. He's a primary player, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points so far early in the season.
Middlestat, check that. Langfels is there, comes away with it. He had Holt on the right wing side, leaves it for him. Now it's going to be Jensen back into the corner. Looked for John Middlestat toward the slot as he was trolling. Instead, it's going to be up to the right wing side for Streeter. Now Newhouse gets through the stick of Holt, no problem there. Luke Middlestat with a body out of the corner. Nice battle, glass, and out it goes.
Well, I love the way they forced him to the outside, and he stopped his forward progress and got it clear, able to get some fresh legs back out of the ice.
We've got 7:53 to go in this period. I think the Skippers had maybe one shot.
Well, one good one anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. Back in behind the net. Eagles now. Holt tries to play this ahead. That's off Bayless' stick. Nice stick battle there by Jensen in the neutral zone. That's Horton to poke that one off the wall. Newhouse looked for Bayless. Lilliard is there. Over to help out is Henry. They'll pin up right in front of the penalty box area. Trickles back into Skipper territory as Anderson will regroup back behind his net. Chuck by Lilliard came in heavy there. That on Kiffin. Turned over. Quick shot there by Batchelder. Gets it back. Poked in by Horton. Now it's going to be Henry. Back over for Kiffin. Turned back behind by Carson. Off the boards they go. And now it's going to be the Skippers in transition. Kiffin ahead to Hendrickson. Now Lagerback steps into that one. Horton tried to take him, but Lagerback with the swim move to the corner. Jones with the check there. Now it's Hendrickson back up to the line for Anderson. Off the wall it goes. Carson Jones back again with it to the right wing side for Lilliard. Dusted and lost. Now it's going to be through the stick of Anderson, and that was off the stick. Nope, they said it was an icing call. It was awfully close.
Yeah, indeed it was. Both teams have kind of exchanged punches, but both teams are doing a very responsible job of protecting the middle of the ice, really forcing this game out to the edges. And I think Eden Prairie has just a bit of an advantage, but Minnetonka is starting to push back. We're starting to see this Minnetonka skill, but Minnetonka normally very efficient and clean out of their zone. Eden Prairie's contesting them every zone, every play, so that's what Coach Lee Smith, I'm sure, is very happy with.
Wrist shot by Doctor. Now it's going to be Motzko with it. Krull walks, loads it up. Wide of the mark it goes. Doctor will have to chase this one down in his own zone as he regroups over for Krull. Ahead it goes now on the stick. That's Lacombe. Nice little dish. That was Wilhite to Rudrud. Tries to muscle his way through on Krull. Glockner is there. and that's covered up.
You know, we've talked about Doctor and Litke so much, but Will Kroll is really a very solid defenseman back there, and it's Rudwood with some speed, and he can work his edges quite well, try to put it in the feet and get around him, but Kroll did a nice job of riding him to the outside, allowing his goaltender to cover that puck. Nice push by Rudwood, but a better defensive play by Kroll from Minnetonka. Face-off to Glockner's right. 6:03 left in the scoreless first period.
Jensen to draw with Newhouse. They've got the ones out there right now. Boy, Mr. Ferris just does such a good job on the music and the tunes.
Yeah, I'm not.
Our camera operator, Amy Rapp, having no problem with the music. She's shaking her head right now. Oh, it's so good.
It won't be the last time either, I'm sure.
Newhouse plays that one over for Bayless. That one misses the mark. Played in by Streeter. Bayless behind Jensen. Nice little move to get away from Newhouse there as he protects the puck. Hangs onto it. And he's going to shovel it over. Look out. Waist high there for Middlestat. Protected the store, but instead had to send that one the length of the ice. No icing on the play. Lilliard was there. Middlestat comes back in. Where is it? Now it's Bayless with it. Outlets to the right wing side. Streeter, nice pass on the tape for Newhouse. Right now the Eagles are really thwarting zone entry, and then boom, off the boards and out of the zone like this.
They're winning battles. They're winning loose puck battles. Normally Minnetonka is about 90% of those, but it's definitely about 75-25 so far Eden Prairie, and that bodes quite well for the Eagles.
Wouldn't you agree if you choose to win battles, you can win them?
I
mean, there's things that happen, but it's all effort and heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kiffin back in behind the net. Langfelds and Hendrickson come together. Nice check there on the forecheck, but there's some support. Rudrood, nice move. He races up ice. Spencer Rudrood to Smith. Look back for Rudrood. That was off the skates of the defense there. That was Nick Henry, the winger. Now it's Kiffin again with it. Rink wide he goes for Hendrickson in stride. Watched by Wilhite. He'll be stood up on the, or check that, watched by Luke Middlestat, who gives him a little extra shiver. We're penalty free here in period number 1. Wilhite now. Oh, check that. We had the one early on. That seemed like that was a day ago. Back in behind it goes. 4:21 to go in the period. Anderson. Lagerback now. Looks up to the right wing side. Kittleson stood up as he sends it in. It's going to be Carson Jones to try to fish. Hits a Tonka player out of the corner. That was Motzko. Now it's going to be up to the line. Krull gets the mid on that one. Plays it down the wall, but not far enough. The Eagles back up through center. Ooh, blowing a tire there was Kresbach. And from center and sent back in, it was Lagerback. Cut off by Rosenlund. And back in the corner, Kittleson tries to play that through traffic, but gets it back. Now it's the Eagles with Batchelder. Pushes it off the boards too far. No, they're going to say no icing. Doctor plays that around. We're going to keep him playing here. Love it.
They must have
Let him go.
Right?
No, I like it. Let him go.
So do I.
You do?
Yeah,
Krull with it. Bart Arch tried to pull some strings from the real job, the A job, to be here. Thank you so much.
Happy to be here.
Kittleson, right wing side. I knew you wouldn't miss it. You wouldn't miss it for a thing.
No, a lot of people were involved to get me here. So either I'm going to apologize to some people, but I appreciate being here. I didn't want to miss this one for sure.
Batchelder on Krull as they work their way back into the corner. Now it's Bayless, looks to the right wing side for Kittleson. Look out. Joe Caju sitting in the massage chair at home.
That thing gets a workout.
He has a trivia question coming.
I hope he's got an extended warranty on that thing.
Well, with Mike Wurst in there, you need to. The guy's, what, like 6'6"?
Yeah, he's not a small man. I'm just glad we're getting along.
Up ice they go. I'm sure Mike Wurst is on. The Hornets are off. His son Emmett part of that addition. Streeter. Bayless. Nice job by Holt to get good body position there. It's going to be Argetsinger at center. Runs into a Zitzloff check. Gifted it over for Jensen on a nice dump in there. Holt bothered by Zitzloff in front. Jensen tried to pull the trigger. And now it's Zitzloff again up for Streeter. He'll gain the line. Now Newhouse tries to muscle his way in. Checked on the play. Off the end board. Streeter. Bayless was there. There's a Eagle stick, and John Middlestat back up the ice. He'll have entry. Looks for Jensen, but Doctor read that one like a book. Plays it off the boards to the right wing side. Gets it back from Newhouse in on goal, and Rosenlund makes the save. With 2 minutes exactly remaining here in period number 1, and we are scoreless from Eden Prairie.
Well, nice forward push by Eden Prairie. They gained the zone. I thought he got rid of the pass a little bit early, and it was, I believe it was Doctor that kind of stepped up and turned the play the other way. He knocked it up to Newhouse, and Newhouse, one of the hotter skipper players going forward, got it back to got it back to Doctor, put a pretty good shot on goal, and Rosenlund made a nice save. Hadn't seen a lot of action. Just 2 minutes left in a scoreless first period. Been a dandy.
Indeed it has, Bart Archer. Back up through center with a 3-on-2. They've been very efficient. It's reminding me of the days of Rao and Letty.
Ooh.
State tournament time there.
I remember that.
Lagerback stood up by Wilhite, back in behind for Hendrickson. Nice quick touch with the mitts there for Lagerback. Back for Hendrickson. Up for Litke. Litke is dangerous. This is where they can get it going. Oh, they got Doctor and Litke back out at the end of the period. Poked off Litke's stick. Smith with the play. Now Doctor. This is where they're so dangerous. Those two just start it all from the blue line. Henry winds, shoots, knocked down with the big catch glove there of Axel Rosenlund. Now it's going to be Lilliard. He's just going to work it through the snow. That hits a player on the bench looking to work his way over. That was Jones. Rudrud lays into his man with a check. That's Hendrickson. Lilliard now off the boards. Ooh, that nearly got through Doctor. Now Rudrud jumps off, and it's a freebie for Hendrickson, but with a nice back pressure there from Batchelder, he comes away with it under a minute to go with 50 seconds. Now Luke Middlestad. Up, look out! Right by Grandma Wilhite.
Well, and I don't think that was really necessarily a bad play by that'd be Luke Middlestad. Just clear the zone, get relieve some pressure. But really some good action going on. 46.6 left, face-off in the Eden Prairie zone. So great opportunity for the Skippers in this, and it's A.J. Kittleson in the face-off dot with Carson Jones. A very important face-off, especially for Eden Prairie, but kind of trying times. Both teams want to finish this playing intelligent and playing the right way.
Face-off win by Kittleson, deflected off the stick of Jensen. Behind the net it goes. Now it's turned aside by Lacombe. Jensen tries to battle, get some help from Pager. Now it's John Middlestad with 34 to go in the period. Off the boards, Holt can fly. He's going to give pressure to Zitzlaff. Keeps it from being an icing call. Jack Halen cannot believe it right now. Hands up in the air. Back in behind the net it goes. I always look for the coaches. I love it. They just melt down.
The story within the story.
Motzko. Couple of 18s there with Jensen. 14 to go. Pager looked what he thought he had to the right and lost the pass. Now it's going to be Motzko back into the corner. Jammed on the play. Kittleson along the goal line. Lacombe, puck's rattling. Oh, it's dicey toward the end of the period. Rosenlund calmly covers that one up.
Well, just 0.3 to go. Yeah, I think that was necessary to do that, but great puck support by Eden Prairie, picking up their teammates. If there is a misplay, there's always a white sweater there to pick them up, so kind of a bit of a trying moment for Eden Prairie, but just 0.3 seconds left. So obviously Minnetonka is going to want the right-handed shot, and it looks like it's going to be Doctor that's going to take it. He's got to go right to the net.
And that'll do it. Hey, good to see John Conley's here.
In the house?
He, of course, of watchingpuck.com, and I follow him at Watching Puck on or whatever it is on Twitter. You can find it. But hey, what a period, Bart.
Oh, indeed it was. I'm a little surprised there was a couple zeros on the scoreboard, but a lot of action end to end. But I love the way that the defensive core of Eden Prairie played. They challenged at their own blue line. The forwards are coming back to support. They forced everything on the outside. They had success where other teams have failed for 16 games to this point. If they can sustain this, they're going to be very difficult to beat in their own backyard. But Minnetonka's Minnetonka. You saw Coach Sean Goldsworthy put Litke and Doctor back to finish out that period. I think he's going to be tempted to do that again, but it just promises to be a wide open second period. Looking forward to some
It's going to be
action.
awesome. It's going to be awesome. You know what? We've had both Skippers coaches walking off the ice. I saw Goldie and Hillen having words with each of the stripe officials. You know, you don't take one of those. I'm not going to say names because that's how it is. You don't want to do that. But he's been around for a while. Ain't going to work.
No.
So, anyway, we're going to take a timeout. Once again, tonight's coverage presented in part by Walser Toyota. Let's take a listen from them. Prairie High School hockey continues here from the Rec Center, and we're joined by Walser Toyota's Doug Sprinthal. And once again, this store couldn't be any more beautiful, Doug. And, you know, high school hockey's on the air. It's always a great day for that.
Yeah, it really is, and we're a big supporter of high school hockey. Andrew Walser, one of the two brothers that owned the company, was a star at Edina. I think that his goals against is getting better as he gets older. Is that possible? The statistics might change?
Typically, you'll take the two after the dots, and they get smaller, but he's just taking the big number and making that one smaller.
Yeah, that's right.
Andrew Walzer and I went to high school together.
Oh, you did?
He was 86, I was 85. Great guy, and it's been really amazing to watch how this whole organization has really grown in the Twin Cities. And you guys have, I think, some great sales strategies that are working.
We really do, and not to sound like this is the Andrew Walzer show, but he was the guy that started it, 17 or 18 years ago. We used to be a negotiating dealership group just like everybody else. And Andrew was smart enough to see the future, I think, and the internet and what it was going to do to our business. And we went to a commission-free, non-negotiating sales strategy. The first couple of years were rough, but then once people figured out what we were trying to do, it's really, really popular. There's no more arm wrestling. We put the prices on the internet and on the cars so people really can spend their time doing what they should be doing, which is picking out the right car.
Well, what's really great to promote that concept is when you walk into this store, I see tons of round tables with 4 chairs and salespeople walking with iPads or Microsoft Surface. And it's one of those things where it's less combative, maybe. It's a little more open to being comfortable.
You notice that we're sitting in one of the, I think it's the only closed office on the show floor. And this is the general manager's office. This is where he counts the money. I'm just kidding. The sales managers sit usually kind of on the show floor with the salespeople. Because really, when they get managers involved in deals, it's about selection or maybe monthly payment, that sort of stuff. It's not trying to talk somebody into doing something they don't want to do. And it really fits well with Toyota's strategy as well. Toyota fits the sales strategy almost perfectly, I think.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, when the Walzers bought this store, we were, I think, dead last in the metro. It was over in Southtown. This is the 4th move in 20 years. And we're usually number 2 or number 3 in the whole north central region. That's Illinois, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah. So we haven't hit number 1 yet, but we're sure trying. And it's been a huge improvement. Part of it's the facility, but I really think that the biggest thing is the experience people get here. It's so much better than it used to be.
So if I'm looking for a car and I'm looking to shop and I'm looking at a Toyota, what will my experience be from start to finish? I come in, I pick out my car, the financing process, and then how about the support on the back end with service and that?
That's really an interesting question. Usually the shopping starts on the internet, so we try to give as much information to customers before they even come in. And we find a lot of them make selection. You mentioned the finance process, and I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgot about it. We eliminated the traditional finance office years ago because it was a bad customer experience. We sell a lot of cars here. Our store will sell, give or take, 7,000 cars out of this store every year. And even though we had good finance people, there was always a bottleneck, especially on Saturdays. So people would, agree to buy a car and then wait for 4 or 5 hours. It was terrible. So we thought, let's develop a system where the salespeople can handle the whole finance transaction sitting with the customer. So if you find a car you like here, and say yes, our goal is to get you out of here in 30 minutes or less. We don't always get there, but it's a really quick process. That doesn't mean that the selection process is 30 minutes. That can go on for
But that's
hours
up to you,
or
the
days.
buyer, too.
Right. But it's just, we're consumers too, and once we say we want something, we want it. So we've set that up to do that here.
Well, what's great about that is you take the variable out of the Saturday. Let's say you come at 4 o'clock and it closes at 6. It's a hard close, or someone does stick around. But you have to have someone come back on Monday, and then it becomes an elongated deal.
Here at 6:05 that wants to buy a car, we'll stay open.
Okay, well, good. Just making sure, so nobody's running out. But it's a totally different process, and it's very comfortable. It's welcoming. And you know what I always notice whenever I come in this store? It's busy. There's always people. There's ample people to help and serve the customers as well. I think that's a key component too. You don't have to stare around and wait for anybody to come assist you as well.
Yeah, that's true. We do lose people out on the lot. It's about 7 acres of cars out there, and sometimes in the summertime people wander around going, I'm going to get help, and occasionally they have to wander inside. We try to prevent that, but we're not always perfect.
And then finally, from a service perspective, what do you have going on here?
Well, the service operation, it's like the military back there because we've got 45 service bays and we're open from early in the morning till late at night. And just the number of staff that it takes to manage that and call people back, because that's really what people want is quick answers. We do have shuttle services if you don't want to hang out and wait. The lounge actually is really nice. And we made a multi-$1,000 investment in coffee. So we don't have dealership coffee. It's actually stuff that you'd want to drink. So
imagine that.
It's weird.
That's yeah. It's actual good stuff. Doug, great stuff. Thank you for supporting high school hockey. And for a lot of these kids, this is their NHL. This is their show, and it's really fun to make this special for them. And if you guys don't do this, we can't do that. So we appreciate you and Walzer for sure.
And we appreciate that. It's always. Dealers are really good at giving back to the community, and because of Andrew's history as an amateur hockey player, this is one of his soft spots, so we're happy to do it.
Be sure to start your shopping process at walzer.com. Head on in here to the Toyota store. It's right off 494 on the what would be south side, just west of France Avenue, or for those of you that would know, right next to Sensors. Does that work for you?
Multi-million-dollar ad budget, and we're right next to a bar, and now everybody knows where we are.
Ding. Doug Sprinthal, thanks a lot. We'll be back with more high school hockey right after this.
Well, welcome back to period number 2. Both teams are on the ice. We're just minutes away from the drop of the puck. It's a 0-0 stalemate so far. Shots on goal. Eden Prairie has a 9-3 advantage over this Minnetonka Skippers team. They did a lot of things right, and the first thing you can do, normally 3 shots on goal for Minnetonka happens in the first 2.5 minutes, but Eden Prairie played very responsible. I really love the way that Keegan Langfels and Luke Middlestadt, Argent Singer, and Pager played primarily on the defense for Eden Prairie. They did a great job. They're going to need that trend to continue. And Minnetonka just struggling to get out of their zone a little bit, but this Minnetonka team's too good. They can do the quick strike. But Eden Prairie so far has kind of tamed the Giant to this point, but they're going to have to sustain that through the second period. We have the long line change, Pete, as we've always talked about, and I think it's very important for Eden Prairie to be very responsible and get off the ice early, but that just means offensive zone time gives you that opportunity. So the more time a team can spend in the offensive zone in the second period, the fresher legs they're going to have out on the ice.
Well, 9-3 were the shots on goal for period number 1, as mentioned, and, you know, it didn't feel like there were 12 shots combined, let alone 9 for 1. The scoring chances, you know, I mean, maybe one quality one for Minnetonka, but I mean, they were limited by some incredible defensive play by these two clubs.
Well, those numbers are going to rise this period, I'm thinking. So here we go.
You get into the dog days of winter. There's a late conference schedule, and it's on. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get from night to night, each team, and it's great. Back in across the line. It's going to be Middlestadt to stay on this one. Quick pass into the corner for Jensen. Try to go shallow side on Glockner. Now Bayless with it. Watched by Luke Middlestadt. Keegan Langfels as well. Now it's going to be nice feed from Jensen to John Middlestadt to Drew Holt to the right wing side. Holt, nearly hit John Middlestadt on his way in. It's going to be Streeter back up ice. Ice a little bit slow in front of the penalty box area there. And offside because of it at the line.
Well, exactly because of it. It just seemed like the puck just wouldn't kind of keep pace with them, and they just snuck in over the line, face off outside the zone. I think into the spirit, every whistle that is blown, I think both coaches are going to opt to change lines, so we're going to see a lot of quick line changes, a lot of quick stops and starts, but face off outside the Eden Prairie zone. And Rudrud wins.
Indeed he does.
But Lagerbach, boy, he's got some soft hand speed, quick hands as well.
A smart hockey player for
what a
sure.
big save.
That's a big one there. Rosenlund, biggest one of the night. Now it's Zitzlaff with it. Going down in a heap is Smith in front of the penalty box area.
Wow, looked like he went in kind of face first. I thought there might have been a penalty.
Lagerbach's big guy stood up by Smith. Zitzlaff to the right wing side. Henry plays this in wide of the mark. We'll watch this one wide of Rosenlund. And now it's Kittleson again. Bothered again by Smith momentarily. He gets it back as he looks up ice as Holt's going to race to the left wing side. Watched by Anderson. Oh, a Wilhite muscle move to the net there.
Net off the mooring.
It is off. And now there's a penalty coming up behind the play.
Boy, I don't know if that's going to be on Lacombe, but it's going to be Minnetonka. I think it's going to take that penalty. Garrett Smith, the recipient of that. But really some nice work by Wilhite, working his edges, driving to the net. That's one thing that you have to do. And if you can do it against Minnetonka, it puts some pressure on Charlie Glockner. Things like this can happen. But it looks like it might be Mason Hendrickson if my eyes aren't failing me. Okay, good. That's encouraging. But again, another power play for Eden Prairie, 31.9% coming into this, 91.1 penalty kill for Minnetonka. So two strong forces going against head-to-head right now. Minnetonka very successful in their previous kill.
Rudrud now. It's one of the things we knew. Talked to the coaching staff before the game, and it's not rocket science. Got to stay out of the box. You know, Lee Smith, when he was coach of the year, I believe it's 2011, you get to address the Coaches Association banquet. Or it was either 09 or 11. One of the things that he said, and I think this is really good, is that there's not a lot of secrets in hockey. You know, you can only do things so many different ways. It really comes about how your kids play and how they feel and what they do, and that's what the coaches who've been successful do. There's a shot by John Middlestadt. I believe that was turned aside by Glockner. Couldn't tell from here. Now it's going to be Smith for John Middlestadt. That thing rolled up on him. Bumped off the boards. Luke Middlestadt plays over left wing side. Rudrud. Ooh, in front they had Jensen that hit him in the skate.
Well,
and it's sent back down.
I thought that was a responsible play by Rudford because Glockner got over in a hurry and he just tried to go in front with a redirect. I don't know if it was Middlestead or who he was trying to get to, but it was a really nice thought. Just didn't execute, couldn't pull it off. Minnetonka, nice defense.
Holt with it, sends that one all the way back to the Skippers. I believe that was Newhouse on that play. Now Jensen with it, gets away from Bayless, looks back and comes away with it to the right wing side. Now Langfeld tries to play that through for Jensen, and it's sent right back into Eden Prairie territory as Rosenlund will set up off to the left of the cage. Here they go now with Keegan Langfels, 25 to go on the man advantage. Langfels again off the glass, in deep. Zitzloff is there. Holt rings the boards. Batchelder is there to cut it off. Now it's going to be out of the corner. Nice job by Batchelder. Wilhite was there. Now Holt comes away with it. They have Jones left circle. Oh, that one flips up and out of play as we have a whistle with 6 to go on the power play.
Yeah, really one more opportunity for Eden Prairie to get a push on the power play, but it was Carson Jones that took that shot, but it was, I believe it was Litke that actually ramped that one up out of play. So nice busy stick by the Minnetonka skipper defender. And it looks like they are going to bring the puck out of the zone on that. So a bit of a break for the Skippers. So 6 seconds left. Eden Prairie, if they win this faceoff, they can get one more push with the man advantage.
Bert Archer, did you hear that headset there?
Indeed, I think everybody did, Pete Wagner.
Sorry about that. Back in behind the net. 13 minutes remaining here in the second period. Turned over! Carson Jones wanted to find his man Lilliard. To the near boards it goes with Doctor. That's interesting. You know, these guys are such good defensemen, but you don't realize how much better those two make each other and the entire 5 unit when they're out there. Well, I mean, there's a difference. Not having Miller in the lineup, you can tell.
Well, and I think what Coach Goldsworthy, and this is speculation, but he doesn't want to put them both together. He wants to kind of narrow it down to give Anderson a little bit of experience on that, and that means breaking up Kiffin and Zitzloff and mix and match, and so far so good, though.
Carson Jones with it now across the line, watched by Doctor.
Oh, boy.
Caught Glockner up high, fought it off neatly.
Yes, he did.
Doctor transitions up through the neutral zone with it. Watch to the outside. Hounding him with Schultz. Save Rosenlund. Lacombe all over the top of the goal. Back up to the line now. Kittleson guides it back in behind Lacombe. Now it's going to be Schultz. Wilhite to the right wing on the outlet. Look to Smith. Just angles that in. Glockner quickly off the boards, off the bench. There's Pager with it. Plays it to the corner for Smith. Rudrud now off the side of the net. And it's going to be Lidke there. Picked up by Kittleson to the right wing's left wing side rather. Matsko ahead for Lacombe. Cross the line. Argetsinger stands him up. Matsko now the shot. The stick saved by Rosenlund to the corner. Now Wilhite, good defensive positioning there. Just took it in stride. He has Pager and Smith with him. Wilhite with a move across the line as he gets away from Zitzloff to the corner it goes. Lacombe off the boards. Read by Rudrud. You know, they get in and out of the zone so quickly on the forecheck. The back pressure has been completely committed to by this Eden Prairie addition. Rosenlund will steer it off to the corner. Back up at center. Holt with it. Across the line. Gets away from one man. Holt will try to play it back door for Jensen. Handcuffed him. Couldn't quite get it toward the goal mouth area.
Well, just the fact he redirected it was a very athletic play by Jensen.
Now Jensen tries to play this one ahead. He and Doctor come together. Oh, what a play by Doctor from the knees. Otherwise, Jensen was off to the races with the saucer-like eyes. Back into the corner it goes. Now it's going to be Newhouse. Bayless is there to the corner. Now they look back up to the right wing. Holt gets away from Doctor. Holt looks up high. Slot. Middlestead. Oh, what a chance there. Couldn't quite pull the trigger. I don't think it went through. Off the stick of Jensen. Cut off by Keegan Langfeld. At center ice, it's bumped off the boards. It's Streeter now across the line. Luke Middlestead watching him. Streeter shot into the midsection. Wow, what a period of hockey we have here.
Well, and Streeter's a person that Minnetonka wants with the puck in the offensive zone. 12 goals to date on the year, just on the right side. Middlestead did a nice job of forcing him, and then John Middlestead did a nice job of picking up what would have been his only option. So really, Eden Prairie systematically forced him into that shot. Nice save by Rosenlund. Face off to his left. 10:24 left in the second period. We're still scoreless.
Down to the corner it goes. Oh, a big blocker. Don't underestimate that save right there.
No, in fact, we've seen that tickle the twine many times. Nice save.
That was Lagerback, who knows how to do a thing or two with it in the slot area there. Comes in with a dozen markers on the campaign. Geno's, if you will. Kiffin plays this one back in behind for Jack Anderson. Up to Hendrickson across the line. Finds his man in stride and just offside at the line.
Well, that was Hendrickson just challenged at the blue line, but he just couldn't stop his forward momentum. Really nice play. He actually got that puck right on the tape, but just preceded the puck into the zone, hence the whistle. But Pete, I really like the support that this Eden Prairie team is doing to their line mates. Their structure is good. Their spacing is good. They're holding the blue line, so their pacing is nice as well. They're really limiting the forward push by this Minnetonka team and forcing him to win every zone. It's been a challenge for Minnetonka so far, but they're knocking at the door. But so far, Roseland come up big when called upon.
Zitzloff with it. Now Lidke back for Zitzloff. Long pass. Read by Smith for Kittleson, who's going to ring it back in behind. Horton better hurry. He's got Lacombe hounding. Motzko comes in, the big frame back in behind the net. Stood up by Cam Langfeld. Now it's Lidke, checked on the play and back out of the zone, Cam Langfeld. Smith with a bullet pass to the near side, handled by Wilhite. Zitzloff watches him as that one trickles wide. Now it's going to be Wilhite again, working out of the corner. Lacombe is there. Rudrud gets a stick in there. It's almost like the old lasso, little rodeo. Motzko stopped by Horton. Cam Langfeld comes away with it. Ahead he goes to Smith. Now it's going to be Rudrud. He's got Wilhite in front. Rudrud shoots. Blocker pad. Uses man on the slot area. Wilhite as a decoy. Try to go short side blocker. Smith loads up the wrist shot. That ramps up off a stick and out of play with 8:47 to go here in period number 2.
Well, he was used as a decoy, but it was Dylan Zitzloff, the junior defenseman, that really took away the pass option. So I thought he made the right decision by taking that shot on goal. 2-on-1. You just want to make sure you get a shot on goal, force the goaltender to make a play. So I thought that was very advantageous.
That is just such an incredible hook there by Eddie. I mean, really,
he's got a couple too.
Good. It's just, I think that's the best song on that album, and there's not really a bad one on it.
No, you are correct. One of my favorites.
Self-titled. Bart like just what the doctor.
Only by a mile. Holy cow.
I looked at Goldie right now, and Goldie just did the old head bob. Ooh, are you kidding me?
Well, it was a good stride and a half. It's fortunate that really nothing was a consequence of that, so we can reset on that one.
I mean, the coach of the team on the rush was like, whoa. He looked over at Jack Hill and like, are you kidding me?
Thank you.
Steve Aronson, meanwhile, is sitting as he does, teaching and instructing. You know, he's been such a veteran and such a great presence on this Minnetonka coaching staff.
Well,
such a good guy.
Well, we have two of the finest coaches in Minnesota State high school hockey, but it's not just the headmaster, so to speak, but it's support coaches that really kind of make or break a season, and both teams are very littered with talent in the coaching ranks.
Hey, you've got Paul Ranheim, who's a veteran of 1,000 NHL games plus on the bench at Eden Prairie. You don't play in the league and play that many games and not know what you're doing.
You are correct.
Middlestat. Now it's Streeter. Tom Gertis, of course, the former Jag. He played with Rob Ono and that crew.
I remember that.
Right wing, I don't. Holt with it.
Well, I remember the name. I can't tell you any characteristics or anything.
I'm just kidding you.
Wow.
Like I wasn't old enough.
Oh, God.
Pro. I had to get one in tonight.
I know. It's halfway
turned
through
over. Look out. Jensen. Oh, what a stick there by Nick Henry. That could have been absolute light the lamp time for Jack Jensen. In on goal. It's going to be stopped by Glockner. He steers this off to the side. 7:24 in a tense, scoreless battle here from the community center in Eden Prairie. Tomorrow night, it's going to be Blake and Edina girls right here at the MNHockey.tv, and then Edina boys and Hill Murray on Saturday. Second half or back end on Hockey Day. They have a home and home. They'll be play at Aldrich on Friday. Here's Wilhite from the corner. Nice job to protect that puck. Rudrud's having a great game, misses the mark. Now Smith to the near side. Up for Luke Middlestat. Couldn't handle it. Better hurry because Bayless can play. Middlestat, though, equally proficient with the puck.
Boy, nice poise by Luke Middlestat on that one. He was under duress.
He had a good player.
He was very calm.
Got a good player, 2 years older than him, bearing down on him. Ooh, Lagerback nearly had it. Nice job by Batchelder. Looks ahead to Jones, cut off by Doctor. Gets underneath Langfels. Now it's protected by Lagerback. Rosenlund the save. And they're going to play this one to an open wing, back up through center, as it's going to be Litke to take over. Off the boards to center. Hendrickson finds his man on the tape. Kittleson, nice job to get away from one man. Kittleson bothered. Watched all the way to the corner, nowhere to go. Tucks it back in behind the net where the Skippers will work the cycle. Not so fast as Lilliard plays that one ahead. Cross the line for Jones. To the forehand. Jones! Ooh, near opportunity there in front. Batchelder misses the mark. Eagles are hustling back. It's important. This is where the Skippers get you with Lidke. Lets it go, and there's a nice shot there. Get a good look on the replay here, Bart. Watch as they're all buried down below. There's 1, 2, 3 jerseys that have to hurry back, and you can see these two guys on the near side led by, I believe that's Lilliard.
Well, then it's Litke.
They turn it into a 3-on-3. That's beautiful work there.
Look at the patience of Litke. He checked up, let everybody move forward. He got a good shot on goal, but the thing I liked is Rosenlund came out just at it is outside the blue. Challenged the shooter, received that puck, held onto it, allowing his coach to change lines, get some fresh troops. But Minnetonka, whenever Litke has the puck, he's got everybody's attention.
For you young players at home, when it comes to back checking, you got to go with what Kurt Giles has always said. You got to go like someone stole your wallet. And they definitely did that.
Well, be a 200-foot player.
Go get him. Oh, turned over. Holt with it. 3-on-1. Holt shoots wide there. He had Rudrud wide open in front. Oh! Now it's Kittleson. Back over for Motzko across the line. Glove save and a beauty. Nice look there by Rosenlund right into the catch glove. There you see that was back into that with.
Yeah, I thought that I didn't get the number of the Minnetonka defender. I thought he did a pretty good job of actually kind of limiting his option to make that pass to Rudrud. Just a wide shot, didn't miss by much, and then it was Minnetonka down in transition, put a good shot again on Rosenlund, but it was a nice glove save, about 1.5 feet off the ice. Those are tough ones, but he made that look pretty easy.
Face-off win by the Eagles. Schultz around for John Middlestat away from Krull. Doctor now to the corner, watched by Krull. He better hurry, or check that watch by John Middlestat, rather. Now it's going to be Lacombe with it. Goes against the grain to Kittleson. Cam Langfels on the play to center ice. Right wing for Holt across the line. Now there's Jensen. Poke checked off his stick, and ahead they go with Kittleson. Took that one from Krull. Watched by Schultz. Nice stick there by the Eagles defense.
Oh, wow.
My word. They let that one go.
He's okay.
That's an absolute gift, and a heavy hit there by Jensen off the end boards as well. They got away with that one.
Yes, indeed. The intensity's starting to pick up even more.
That could have been 5 right there.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, if this was 2012, that was a 5-minute penalty.
Indeed it was.
Now Cam Langfels has it. Looks to the left wing side for Wilhite. He stood up. Oh, nice feed. Smith nearly found Jensen. Back behind for Smith from Jensen, in front for Wilhite. Steered out of there by Glockner. Now it's the Skippers back in behind the net. Bayless, good gap control there by Argetsinger.
Oh, nice job.
Oh, my word.
Wow.
Okay, well, I guess you missed the one in the corner, and you come back and you make good.
Well,
that's how it goes.
No, but I thought Bayless did a nice job of selling that, drawing the attention of the referee. But Argetsinger, just a continuation of the play. They could have let that one go, but now it's Minnetonka on the power play, 28.9. 13 of 45 in the attempts, but 75.5. If there's one thing the Eden Prairie Eagles need to improve on, it is their penalty kill, and they're going to get a challenge in front and a chance to build that number right now. Time to win the faceoff here for your Eagles fan.
We're back in black, baby. It's nothing here in the second period. A great hockey game. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Faceoff win. Litke for Doctor. Doctor back over for Litke. Wants the 1T. That's off the toe of the blade, and the length of the ice it goes.
Well, that almost worked to their advantage. They had somebody on the weak side, and it went right on the stick, but a nice job by the Eden Prairie defender to block him out. Otherwise, it could have been a 1-0 Skipper lead early in that power play.
Now it's Bayless at center, watched by Jones. Bayless gains territory, works it deep in behind. Bayless tried to work his way to the slot area. They go back up to Doctor. Litke back up for Doctor. Now Bayless, top of the right circle, off the stick of Schultz. Streeter for Bayless, back up for Doctor. Nope, back for Bayless, one-timer. Thunders off the end boards. Litke with it, 1:15 to go on the man advantage. It's got to feel like an eternity for these PK guys. That's off the skates of Jones. Now it's going to be pushed back behind Luke Middlestead. Nice catch and beautiful ring there for him.
Well, a little bit of a condensed box, perhaps diamond for Eden Prairie, but they're cutting off the passing lanes and really creating some discomfort for Minnetonka on the power play.
It's tough with that long change. The D-men really tough to get off the ice on the penalty kill. Now it's Schultz and Luke Middlestead who are still out on this one. 45 to go. They've been out there for a minute 15. Now it's going to be Newhouse, plays this one up, second unit up front. Doctor and Litke will just log it the whole time on the back line. Doctor, Litke, back for Doctor. In the corner he goes now for Lagerback. Ooh, they had a man open down low. Blocked by Schultz, poked out of there by Jensen. I've never seen Luke Middlestead and Schultz skate faster. They got to the bench. On comes Cam and Keegan Langfells to finish off this PK with 2.5 to go in the period. Yeah, 5 to go in the power play.
For tired legs, they moved pretty quick, didn't they?
Yeah, there's no question. Newhouse puts on the brakes. Eagles full strength now.
Nice kill.
Zitzlaff holds that in. It was. They blocked some shots, won some battles. Jammed on the play is Newhouse. Here's Rudrud. Man, Rudrud, I'm telling you, every time there's a battle, he's creating things. He gets it. Stick down. Will Height! Oh, what a save by Glockner. What a chance. What a save.
Well, and Garrett Smith there for the rebound. So really a nice decision by Glockner, but he did a nice job of taking away the high percentage shot, extended his pad out. Hadn't seen a lot of action recently, so he was called on to make a really exceptional save. A nice sequence by Eden Prairie to move the puck to the open man and really got it where they wanted to. Went far side. I think it was Will Height, as you said, Pete Wagner, but big save by Charlie Glockner to keep that 0 on the scoreboard. 2:02 left in the second period. We're still scoreless.
It's incredible. I've seen a lot of Spencer Rudrud over the past 3 seasons, and I don't think I've seen him play a game. I mean, I've seen him play some really nice games, but I've never seen one like this from him. I mean, just from the battles. And
he's certainly having an impact for his team in a positive fashion.
He's definitely leading, no question. And he's working hard. And right there you go. Right off the end boards, moved his feet, didn't hope for someone else to do it, forces a turnover, and now there's trouble back. Skippers turn it over in the neutral zone. Off the stick of Patrick Wires, back in behind the net. Cam Langfells looks for Smith up in the neutral zone. Krull plays it to Zitzlaff to the near side. Jammed on the play by Will Height. Cam Langfells for Smith. Nice feed there. Rudrud, quick pass for Will Height. Ooh, he's got Rudrud in front. Oh, and he nearly pool cues it in. Back in behind the net it goes. Krull to the right wing side they go with it. Wires now to the near side for Lacombe across the line. That's poked away from Motzko and offside at the line, but straight denial of entry by the Eagles.
Wow, and that's Keegan Langfells once again using that blue line as a natural line of defense. That's confidence in the Eden Prairie defensive squad, and the longer that they can sustain success, the more confident they're going to play. But if you can stop them before they gain the zone entry, you can get offsides and get fresh legs. But Keegan Langfells and Luke Middlestead and all the defensemen for Eden Prairie have really turned in a great showing so far. 1:04 left in the scoreless second period.
Nice face-off win by Jack Jensen. Luke Middlestead over for Pager. They go to the left wing side. It's going to be Pager to come away with it. Back for Jack Jensen. Misses the mark there, but he gets it back. Jensen now walks up high with it. Lets a shot go. That deflects, trickles wide of the mark. Lidke there with 45 to go in the period. Behind the net he goes, finds Doctor. They did this last period. They put the 2 big guns out in the final minute.
Why not?
Luke Middlestead right into Streeter. He turns it up ice. Bayless, but nice stick there by Pager. But he'll have to follow his own deflection into his own zone. Back behind. Nice tape to tape. Look at this. Woo. This is some good hockey. They missed the mark there. No icing on the play. Doctor, jammed by Holt. Now Jensen. Holt. Or that's John Middlestead now in the corner. Too far for Pager. No ice on the play, and that's going to pretty much do it for the period as we have 8 seconds to go in it.
Well, Jensen's got such quick hands. He sent that one. Had a little stink on that one. It just eluded him, but just end of the period. But boy, Eden Prairie was able to sustain their energy and their mojo from the previous period. But Minnetonka showed some offensive life in that when they started to kind of get their game about them. But Eden Prairie forcing everything to the edges, so they're doing a great job of protecting the ice. It's going to be a great third period. We're scoreless. Who would have thunk it after two periods?
No question,
both
Bart.
these two
and,
teams.
I think what we learn about, obviously it's, these games don't win championships, but they do help you as a coaching staff and a group find out where you're at and what you're about. And for Minnetonka, they're spreading the wealth. They have to, with Miller being out of the lineup right now. And then you take it a step further. If you're Eden Prairie, you have nothing to feel. You have every reason to feel like you can win this hockey game and should. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world. But what we've seen Minnetonka do so many times, they're here at this stage. There's no panic, and they just have so much talent that they can push you over the edge. I do think what you learn in this game, though, is there are plenty of teams that can match them wit for wit.
Well, and I think the longer Eden Prairie can sustain this level of play, the more confidence Lee Smith and his Eagles are going to bring forward in their race to the Axe. But I think Minnetonka, they need some duress. Pete, you go 15-0-1. They got a challenge last week. Well, they've been challenged. I'm not saying it's been just a cakewalk for them, but I think that they're learning something about themselves when they get put in trying times. And I think the work habits are exposed when you get put under duress. They have terrific work habits. They're working through it. But I think tonight, so far, Eden Prairie's been the better team.
Eden Prairie High School hockey presented in part by Green Mill Pizza, Tria, Tavern 4 and 5. It's also presented by Shirts Unlimited, Walzer Toyota in Bloomington, Minnesota, and Bart Archer. Don't forget about Tradition Companies.
Oh,
of course.
How could I?
We'll be back with more right after this.
Prairie High School hockey continues. We're between periods. A great season as always, as we're high school hockey is at its finest here at mnhockey.tv. And we're joined by Dan Werner, the general manager of the Green Mill in Eden Prairie. And I'm in a newly, well, shall I say, remodeled, renovated restaurant that no longer feels like a pizza joint. It feels like a sports bar in here, buddy. What's going on?
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of throw out the old kind of venue in a sense of making more of a family restaurant. We still are able to option the family-style restaurant, but we wanted to kind of classify it as more of a sports bar. So we upgraded. We got 16 brand new TVs, more of a bar sitting area, and we played the sound for most games. So we definitely invite those of you that are into games and watching those things to join us for that. So,
is it just this location for Green Mill, or all of them changing to this?
A lot of them are being remodeled. Those that are phased out at 20 years old. This restaurant right here is 27 years old, and it had never been retouched for a remodel. So it was due. We are a franchise, therefore corporate stores are kind of, in a sense, on their own and what they want to remodel and go that route. But, yeah.
In terms of your menu, we were talking about that too. So no longer is it pizza, but you've got a full menu of which you say is selling quite well.
Yeah, definitely. We have an array of pastas. We have limited time offers. This month alone, we have a limited time pasta offer. So we come out with new pastas every month. Right now, it's buy 2 pastas, get a free bottle of wine. So we do a lot of appetizers, wings, pizzas, pastas. We got different types of happy hour appetizers, things like that. Yeah.
So you buy 2 pastas and you're getting a free bottle of wine to go with it. That is fantastic. That's incredible. Now, another thing you said, I just live up the road. You're on the corner of, from a more global scale, the corner of Flying Cloud Drive and Prairie Center Drive. You turn and just go west a couple blocks, and you're right there on the corner.
Just behind Walmart.
And that's Commonwealth. That's the main road, just behind Walmart. This is kind of the core, the heart of the retail area of Eden Prairie, which is hopping, of course, easy to get to. But if you want to eat from home, and I know we have a lot of Eden Prairie families and people in the area, Bloomington too. I don't know what your delivery area is, but it's just not pizza that you're delivering here.
No, we deliver full menu. As long as you are in the surrounding of Eden Prairie, we deliver to all of Eden Prairie. We go to some businesses that are in Minnetonka, so I urge you, if you are kind of on the outskirts, certainly give us a call, give me chat with me. We do a lot of business delivery. But yeah, as long as you're in Eden Prairie, full menu.
Take advantage of that for sure. How about as far as functions, teams, and celebrations? What do you have in play for that?
Certainly. We do have a lot of sporting events here when it comes to end-of-the-year parties. Hockey teams, we definitely do Eden Prairie High School sports. They always have their parties here. just about every Saturday we get the little guys, little league guys in here. We do fundraisers as well. So I do urge, if you are in the sports kind of association within Eden Prairie, we give 20% back on all fundraising. So that's a good way to support your community and kind of focus on the cost of that stuff.
And so in terms of how that looks, does that be, for instance, like there's a day for baseball or football or hockey, whatever, if it's whatever day you guys choose, 20%, do you have to make like a note to say, hey, I'm with Eden Prairie baseball or hockey? Is that how it works?
Yeah, certainly. We provide the vouchers, so I urge you again, give me a call. Again, I can walk anybody through that, any team manager. It's certainly a good way to fundraise and build kind of take some of them costs away for some of the association.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then you also said that you're a part of some of the other teams, Nordic and other. Can you touch on what you're doing with the other EP sports teams as well, in terms of promotion?
Yeah, certainly. So my goal is to really, support the community, and by that is anything within the high school and middle schools and elementary schools. So I support the Nordic ski team. We promoted with them, so they got the little cards with deals on them, 5 off 25 with that, as well as the boys and girls basketball teams. So we do some promotions with that inside their advertising and booklets. So we feed the teams for kind of free in a sense of that and a little trade. So
that's great stuff. Dan Werner, your general manager of Green Mill here in Eden Prairie. Give us your official address and website.
It's 8266 Commonwealth Drive here in Eden Prairie. You can find us at greenmill.com. Just search for Eden Prairie.
We'll be calling for delivery this week for sure, my friend.
Certainly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll be back with more high school hockey right after this.
I'm Callie Funk. I'm the program director for the Herb Brooks Foundation, and I've been with the foundation since January of 2017, so a little over a year and a half. I think that Herb Brooks would be very proud of the program. He always talked about building it from the ground up, and I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're having youth participate, and they can start whenever they'd like, and we're not trying to make that pyramid, we're trying to just keep the base growing all the way up, and I think he'd really be proud of what we're doing here.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago to give the kids a chance to play the game my dad loves so much. Our Rink Rat program is supposed to be fun. Gotta smile, remember it's just a game. Get out and exercise, play all year round. Play on the ice, play in your driveway, play at school. We just hope that you love the game.
So we really try to emphasize the importance of Herb Brooks and the 1980 Miracle team within our program. Herb Brooks stood for a lot of different valuable life lessons, and so we really want to instill the importance of positivity, teamwork, and really coming together as a team in order to meet one common goal.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago. We started it to really keep my dad's legacy alive with children. His philosophy always was to give the game back to the kids and learn to love the game the way he grew up playing, and that was with his buddies out on Lake Phelan, playing street hockey, just those pickup games. And we wanted to have that atmosphere built in for these young children instead of structured association hockey. We wanted to get the kids back playing. At the end of the Rink Rat session, we hope kids take away from the program, number one, friends. I hope they made friends and had fun. And we hope they have a true love for the game, the way that we love the game. We have had several kids go on to play association hockey from our inner city Rink Rat programs. We've educated parents on how to enroll their kids in association hockey. Some of them didn't even know there was such a thing.
So we currently are mostly involved in Minneapolis, and that's all areas of Minneapolis. We have a couple schools in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Northeast, and in St. Paul. Last winter we were working out of Phelan, Harding, and the new Tria rink in St. Paul. So we really try to cover a broad area so that we can include as many kids as possible. So the best way I think to reach out and get involved would be to visit our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. You can find all of our information about the Rink Rats programs, any clinics we have in the spring or summer or fall. You can also find contact information for the foundation, as well as many different links to pictures, events such as the Sticks in Stillwater, the golf tournament, Let's Play Hockey Expo, and there's also a good following for our volunteer base as well.
And we welcome you back to the Eden Prairie Community Center. Scoreless after 2, Bart Archer.
Pete Wagner, the only statistic I have is Minnetonka with 8 shots in that period, 2-period total of 11. 11 for Eden Prairie, 2-period total of 20. Each team has a penalty kill, a successful penalty kill. But now it's crunch time for both of these teams. You want to see a lot of times what will happen is Minnetonka gets the pace and the other team starts squeezing the sticks, losing their structure. I don't foresee that happening with this Eden Prairie Eagle squad. They're very focused
Over
tonight.
on our other channel, it's 1-1 after 2. The Mill St. Margaret's and Lakeville North, the Panthers. Some great hockey brewing here tonight. Middlestat off a stick. Ice is wet right now.
I was just going to say that as well. Very shiny.
It's it's glistening.
It was pretty tacky. Ooh, already came into play.
Oh, man. As read by Bayless. You don't want to see that happen.
No.
Now it's Doctor with it. Picked up by Middlestat. It's not like it's cold out, too. Middlestat across the line. Played back into the corner. Doctor was there. Nice job by Middlestat to protect that one. Swatted away by Glockner. Over to the far side it goes. Streeter out of the zone. Watched by Luke Middlestat. Jammed on the play. Keegan Langfelds gathers in. He'll look up to the left wing side. Nice feed for Jensen. Gains the line. Tried to feather through for Smith. Zitzloff is there with Smith, who jams him. Nice job by the Minnetonka defense. Now Henry takes it from Hendrickson across the line. Snaps that one. That's deflected. Over into the corner it goes. Off the end boards. Lidke. Henry now will chase this one down with Wilhite. Now Rudrud works it out of the zone. Gets through the stick of Hendrickson. Nice move there. Here comes Rudrud. Left that one off a pair of skates as he was looking for Smith as the trailer. Zitzlaf. That ice is slowing it down a little bit, man. You got to think about it here when you move the puck. Doesn't get there quite as quick as you want. Zitzlaf plays that one back in behind. Pager, Henry. Now it's going to be Smith with it. Glove down. That's Lidke's stick save. Back in behind the net. Argetsinger is there. And now it's nice job by Argetsinger to win the battle on Lagerback. Zitzlaf comes away with it. Watched by Smith. That scoreboard is correct. 0-0. Ooh. Lagerback. Garrett Smith just got developed off the near boards.
He knew he was going to get hit and still made the play.
He's got a lot of heart and character. Back in behind. Argetsinger. Oh, look out. Nearly.
Well, as long as nobody's hurt, we can laugh about it. But yeah,
why were we laughing?
Well, I don't know. Why were we? What, do you got a mouse in your pocket?
You
or
did
what?
too.
Well, that was only.
Well, I mean, because he got the mic guy there who was super tall, you know, and he's just like bringing all the NFL films like sound into there. And he nearly took it square off the forehead. It's funny when it doesn't hit him. How's that?
That came in a hurry, too.
Hey, don't worry. Gary Smith, the big-time trainer, was there to stitch him up if he needed him to.
Gotcha.
He wouldn't even bat an eye. Back in down the right wing side it goes. Shallow angle attempt there by Motzko. Stopped by Rosenlund.
I think the net's off the moorings, but you know, one thing Minnetonka is doing is Eden Prairie's kind of denying the middle part of the ice, especially in the scoring area, so they're not afraid to take shallow angle shots. And they're really putting the heat on Rosenlund, but he's doing a good job of keeping his integrity on the post and making those saves, but they're not shy. They'll take a shot from anywhere and put it on goal. So another nice job by the Eden Prairie goaltender.
From the line, there's a shot that's deflected. Kittleson. Shot by Doctor. Rosenlund with the save. Lilliard to the wall, but that's too far. Doctor works his way through traffic. So far, a nice surge here to start the period by the Minnetonka Skippers. Batchelder 2-on-1 with Lilliard. Krull is back. Doctor works his way back in. They shoot. Oh, and a big save by, that's a big-time save by Glockner. You could hear a big pause here in the crowd there.
Save of the night.
Nice setup there. That was Jones from Lilliard. Now it's Keegan Langfells across the line. Ahead it goes for Jones. Checked off his stick. Batchelder is there, pulls this one off the end boards. Watched by Lacombe. Krull now with it. Krull's going to outlet right wing side. Kittleson, Langfells. Now the check thrown there by Holt. Langfells with it back in from the corner as he plays it to the far side. Luke Middlestead, nice little nifty move around Newhouse on that play. And now it's Holt dancing through the neutral. Looks for Middlestead, bit of a straight line for the Eagles there down the slot area. Couldn't get much brewing, but they maintained possession. And now it's taken over by Newhouse. Up to the right wing for Streeter. Watched by Middlestead. John Middlestead comes away with it as he looks to the right wing side. Holt with it. That ice is starting to set up now, so we're starting to get a little quicker movement on the puck through neutral. Now it's Keegan Langfells. Watched by Streeter. All the way over for Holt. He'll gather it in. Finds John Middlestead on the move. He's got Jensen on the right side. And offside, just a little bit of a delay. That was caused by a nice gap there by Lidke.
Yeah, he actually stepped up and made Middlestead take a cut, and it was Jensen that went in on the weak side, just a step ahead of the play. So another nice job by the Minnetonka defender. Forced that whistle, otherwise it would have been an onward-forward push by this Eden Prairie Eagle team. Minnetonka's really showing up in this third period. Eden Prairie's struggling to get the play back, but they've had some success lately.
Wilhite now. Ooh, Smith, shallow angle. Nice save there.
Boy, tried to go short side blocker just under the bar. Didn't have a great angle on it, but it was a good shot. Just another good save by Glockner. Say that save previously on that 2-on-1. Batchelder did a nice dish over there. Perfect timing, and it was Glockner that came over and made that big save. I think that gave the goaltender some confidence. That was a nice save right there as well. Face off to his right. 12:58 left in the third period. We're scoreless.
Doctor rings it hard for Hendrickson. Now Henry with it. Argetsinger with a poke check up to the line. Nice job by Hendrickson. Near side from Doctor looking for Krull, but that's back into center. Hendrickson back for Krull. Henry wanted it, gets it. He's going to be bothered. Right when they have it, they got an eagle on him. It's just commitment. Ooh. I forgot something there. Back in front of the bench area now. It's going to be Wilhite with it. Now Lager back across the line. That one just misses the mark. Hendrickson. That's saved by Rosenlund. Puck's loose. Still loose. Backhand. Oh, he scores! It got into the right set of hands, and that's Grant Doctor as he buries to put the Minnetonka Skippers up by a score of 1-0.
Well, it all started with Lagerbach in the zone, put a pretty good shot, just a little bit wide, went off the lively end wall, and then it was just Minnetonka on their containment, got the numbers down low, and it was Litke that really showed great patience on that. He had a chance to take a swipe at that puck with a lot of traffic in front. He just pulled it to the right side and put it into an open goal just under the bar. It'll be interesting to see how this Eden Prairie Eagle team responds after that goal, but Minnetonka has a 1-goal lead.
Well, it got into the right hands. I mean, a guy like that's not going to panic, and he can shoot it with the forehand and the backhand. He just tucked it up under the crossbar.
He's pretty cool.
That's what his friends say. Argetsinger jammed in front of the bench area. Batchelder is there. And now Argetsinger. Back in deep it goes. You're not going to see the Eagles pout. Kresbach on the forecheck. That gets underneath the stick of the Skippers, Liam Worms. Rosenlund with it. What, Bart?
I think I said it was Litke when it was Doctor from Litke.
Oh, who's listening? It doesn't matter.
No, I got you.
Pager goes down, turned over. Wires was there. Argetsinger, Jones, now Pager to the near side for Batchelder. Chips the boards. Litke comes away with it. Ooh, absolutely crushed. That's off the equipment of Batchelder. Nice block there as he walks it up ice, inside out to the forehand. Off the post!
That's a good answer.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't go in, but that's a positive.
Boy, he dangled on that one. Batchelder again with it. Wanted to see if Lightning could strike twice. Now Litke tries to cut back on Langfeld. Oh, Motzko fanned on that one. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Krull stopped by Holt. Now Middlestat with it. They have numbers. Middlestat shoots. He had Jensen open in front. Watch this, Burn.
Well, and I think if John Middlestat had a rewind button, he might have rewound and checked up and put it over to Jensen wide. But again, it's a good shot on goal. Nice patience right there. Waited till his teammate got onside. But right there, Jensen calling for the puck. But he saw an opportunity to put a shot on Glockner, force him to make a save. But I think he'd like that one back. But it was a good response by Eden Prairie.
Face-off win. Holt shot up over the glass. 10:45 to go in the period. Luke Middlestat the body. John Middlestat to poke this one down the wall. Now Doctor takes a shot at Jensen. Luke Middlestat has his man wrapped up. Holt tries to get position. They had Jensen down the wall, but now it's played to center, gets underneath the stick or over the stick of Keegan Langfels, and icing will be the call. Back into Minnetonka territory we go.
Well, a bit of a scrum along the wall by the Minnetonka bench, and it was Jensen and I believe it was Doctor that was kind of exchanging, not conversation, but they were rubbing each other out a little bit, and it was a lot of respect, a lot of talented players, but Minnetonka ended up not being able to catch that puck. Face-off down in their zone to Glockner's left. 10:22 left in this third period. Minnetonka up by 1.
Back at center ice it goes. Left wing side for Streeter. Now Newhouse, backhand batted down by Rosenlund. I'd like to say hello to Molly Scanlon-Wurst, who's on with us in the friendly confines of her own home, watching on. There's a blocker pass, save, rebound. Oh, what a save. Two of them in front. Wilhite, oh, and that one doesn't work its way through. Wow. 3 golden opportunities for the Eden Prairie Eagles, all denied by Glockner.
Well, he's been the difference in this period so far. Eden Prairie getting in tight and getting some good pressure on, but it's been the Minnetonka goaltender keeping him buoyant.
It's easy to overlook the goaltender, isn't it, on a really good hockey team?
Well, not terribly.
And when you need him the most.
Absolutely.
He steps right up.
Well, and that gives this team confidence up front. If they do have that breakdown, which is rare for the Skippers team, they have a good quality goaltender to pick them up when they need to. But there was a series of a couple very athletic saves by Charlie Glockner, keeping it a cipher on that scoreboard, but face-off in the offensive zone for Eden Prairie.
Jones looks out front. Glockner turns that one back. Lagerback now finds Hendrickson. He's bothered on the play by Lilliard. To the corner it goes. Zitzloff with it. Guides it along to the right wing side. Now Lilliard again off the end boards. Cut off again by Glockner. Gets a little bit of help. Litke. Henry was there. Cam Langfells. Now it's going to be gathered in by Horton. Lilliard, nice strength there. Look at a couple of muscle men there. Lilliard and Lagerback sprung on a breakaway. Here's Lagerback to the back. And what a save by Rosenlund. And then he returns the favor, does Lagerback on that one. We've had some great saves here in this third period.
Boy, once Lagerback starts getting some momentum, he's a difficult person to contain. Always conscious of where he is on the ice.
Big ring around the boards. Batchelder with it. He's going to be in trouble. Nice job to get out of it. As he'll play this to the right wing side. Holt's going to have to hurry. He and Doctor. Holt gets there first. Tries to play this to the corner. Holt watched there by Krull. They'll play this one up for Lagerback. He's got to be gassed here. He's been up and down a couple of times. Keegan Langfells had to leave the wickets. And now it's going to be Jensen. Cross the line. His shot blocked by the busy stick of Krull. Nice work there.
Well, that's what leaders do. Jensen just took it upon himself, had extra motivation going into the zone, really had some good speed, but it was Krull that put his stick in front of that puck at the appropriate time, so faceoff is going to be the Glockner's left. Time is going to be a little bit of an issue going into this. 8:13 left in regulation time. Eden Prairie's getting some chances, but the way Charlie Glockner has shown this period, it's going to be tough to beat him, but they just have to keep trying and keep getting those shots on goal.
Middlestat behind the line. Langfells pinches down. Nice. Jensen's open in front. And he lets a shot go. Doctor gets in on him just enough to disrupt the scoring chance.
Well, him and Doctor have had a thing going all game long. Two very talented players. Kind of a war of attrition. I would venture to say Doctor with that goal has a bit of an advantage, but it's not from lack of effort by Jensen. He's just getting into the muddy areas, but it was a nice keep by Langfells. Keep it in the zone, get it out front, really force Minnetonka to defend. Eden Prairie's done a great job of that since the Minnetonka goal. They've responded a lot of play down in that blue zone.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Don't forget, Saturday night, we're going to have Edina High School boys and Hill Murray in action right here on the MNHockey.tv from Braemar Arena. Luke Middlestad with it. Back behind the net, off the netting. That go off at Tonka's stick part?
It looks like it did. So again, an offensive zone faceoff for Eden Prairie. Minnetonka's had some pretty decent success in the dots in their own zone, but Eden Prairie's had some success as well. So possession is really going to be key from this point forward as we have 7:42 left in regulation time. They are getting together referees to converse about this, make sure they get the call right, because this is a pretty big face-off. It is.
They say it went out clean.
Absolutely. So it's going to come outside the zone, which is a bit of a benefit for the Skippers. But Jensen and Newhouse at the dot.
Keegan Langfelds rink wide for Luke Middlestat behind the net. Funny Karen for Glockner. Had to have the quick hands. Look out. That one was off Holt.
Pete's anxiety level just raises a bit.
Just nothing worse than that. I always tell my John Casey story. I'll tell in a second. It's so dusty. Now it's going to be to the slot area. Was that bad? At the line. Now it's going to be Jensen with it. Holt loads it up. Glove hand save made by Glockner. Bart, can I tell the story?
Absolutely, please do.
Sitting in the third row, right behind the North Star net. Remember when they went to the Cup, everybody thought John Casey was Jesus Christ?
Not me, but yes.
I mean, he was atrocious. The most lucky goaltender I've ever seen. Okay, anyway. So he's going to go out and handle the puck. Here comes Steve Eiserman. Stares right at him. Just stared him down. Froze like a statue.
Yep.
Like a statue. Comes in, slashes his stick. He drops his stick, turns it over, and tucks it home. It was, my God.
Yeah. Eiserman did that to some other goaltenders other than John. But I understand
I was
what you're
probably about 24 years old, passionate North Star fan, and just lost my you-know-what.
I remember.
Fell apart.
I always thought he was a good reaction goalie, but if you had to think about anything, that's where he kind of got derailed a little bit. Nothing against him. I thought
he always reminded of the guy when he'd spin around and be like, which way did it go? There it is. Now to the right wing side, it's going to be Wilhite with it.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
You just don't.
Which way did they go, George?
We are 1-0 in favor of the Skippers with 6.5 to go. Hendrickson with it. Now it's Pager, watched by Lagerback. Spins away from him, gets away from Rudrud. He wanted the short side. That individual move off the wall by the big frame.
Yeah, Dangles will shoot from anywhere. Well, Lagerbach's not shy about putting that puck
Dangles
on the net.
Lagerback. Is that the new nickname?
I hope not. I hate to
no,
do that
you just
to him.
gave it
It's
to
a
him.
compliment.
Bart Archer.
He can stick in a phone booth like Hopkins Archie Skalbeck.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Boy, was he a good one.
Yeah.
Out of the corner they go. Argetsinger too far for Smith. Steered aside by Glockner. Zitzloff takes it over. 5:45 to go in the period. Now it's Lidke. Rink wide. Lacombe for Kittleson. He'll work this one across the line. Now Jones with it. Now it's Batchelder. Watched by Lidke. Zitzloff now. Skippers look to transition, but Jones quickly comes over to make the play. Played back through the legs. Now here they come with it across the line. Shot there by Lilliard. Steered wide of the mark by the goaltender. Cam Langfels is there. That hits Schultz in front. Off the boards. Bayless, nice read there to get to it. Schultz again. All the way up for Batchelder. Keeps it alive. Now Jensen, he's dangerous. He has Holt with him. Jensen shoots, blocker pad save there.
Another good save.
The 18 goal scorer bidding for 20. He's in the top scorers of all time here at Eden Prairie High School. You can see it in your lovely program book, updated. Now it's going to be Luke Middlestad with it. Cam Langfels across the line. Keegan, rather. Thanks for the correction.
No worries, sorry.
Luke Middlestad. No, I'm sorry. I'm the one that was wrong. Now it's going to be Newhouse. Looks ahead for Streeter. Streeter with it to the corner. John Middlestat wrapped up. For you young kids at home, that's exactly how it's done there by Streeter. Krull, pad save, rebound, scores! That's using the pads as an extra player. It's 2-0 Minnetonka.
Well, it was Krull that actually took that shot through some traffic. The puck seemed to find it, and it was Rosenlund that made the initial save, but it was Newhouse that finished that play off, put it into a yawning net. That's his 11th goal of the season. Big goal it was. Now the lead's 2, 4:12 left in regulation time. It's a situation where Eden Prairie is going to have to start taking some chances, really kind of float their D up or just getting some more offensive zone time. They've had good pressure, so they really don't have to change too much. But that clock's going to tick awful quick for Lee Smith and the Eden Prairie Eagles. They just got to get that first one and go from there. And that starts right now. They got to get to work. 12:15, the time of the goal.
Patrick Lilly has joined us on board. He's part of my Under the Lights media conglomerate. He was doing some basketball tonight. Hello to you.
Hello,
nice
Patrick.
job on a great game that he had over at the Academy of Holy Angels. Lagerback with it. Checked by conglomerate. By Pager. Rudrud. Now Wilhite. Cuts to the forehand. Ooh, nearly found the far side there. Now it's Smith with it. He had Pager there. Nice tie-up by Hendrickson. Terrific work there. Now it's Henry with it. 2-on-2 across the line. Henry leaves back for Lagerback. That's off a stick, and Motzko will wait for the carom. Back behind the play.
Oh, he's
taking them both.
Boy, that's a bit of a break for Sean Goldsworthy and the Skippers. It was Lagerbach that got a little emotional, but it's also going to be Argetsinger for Eden Prairie. So it's going to be 5-on-5, 3:18, but a face-off, I believe, is going to be in the Eden Prairie zone. But we'll watch goaltender Axel Rosenlund see if he's going to follow the play up with an Eden Prairie win in the face-off dot, but they're going to take them both. So it's just going to be 5-on-5, so no real harm, but two pretty prominent players in the box for both teams.
I got Matt Harrington and Greg Harrington wanting a shout-out over at the Rec Center at Benilde.
Absolutely.
It's 2-2 after 2.
Oh, how about that?
They got a
good
beauty
one,
going
too.
on over there.
Absolutely.
Of course, Lakeville North. Lakeville South, saw them. We'll do them again on the 15th.
Yep.
I thank Jake Enneback and his team at Tradition Companies, who have been so supportive of what we do here.
Absolutely.
In the high school hockey world. Timeout taken for the Eden Prairie Eagles, and they're going to, you got to get one before you get two, but what does that look like? And we talked about at the end of the second period is this is a type of game which is 0-0. Late in the third, it turns into 2-0. In the final 3 minutes, it turns into 4.
Yeah.
And it looks like a blowout, but it's not. Well, it is. Really it becomes it because they just finish.
Well,
and they know how to.
And really, this Minnetonka team's a really good leader. I mean, when they have the lead, they can play really very sound defensively. But this Edenbury team has gotten the opportunities. In fact, even in this third period, giving up 2 goals, I think they've had a lot better chances. But obviously, Minnetonka, with their 2 tallies on the scoreboard, been a little bit more effective. But this 3:18 is going to go awful quick for this Edenbury team. But this is an area of comfort for Minnetonka. 2-goal lead means nothing to them. They're just going to try to possess the puck and just make Eden Prairie come that full 200 feet. And that's something that they're very familiar with.
I'm looking at this picture you posted going into the third period.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Well, I was
It's
pressed.
a Facebook post.
I know, but I was trying to show the
Look at
scoreboard.
Look at the media mogul.
I went landscape instead of portrait. But
yeah, I know. And then when I try to tip it over, it tips back.
I know.
See, look at that.
I'm going to delete it. I just wanted to show everybody that we're scoreless going into the third, and I was pressed for time. Thank you for exposing me.
I love you,
again.
buddy. I love you.
Yeah, you have a funny way of showing it. I'm just kidding, by the way. No, I'm not perfect.
So, possession here, important.
Well, it all starts with the face-off, and that's where possession comes from. But Jack Jensen in the face-off dot with Lacombe.
Latter stages of the game, they come out with Litke on the right, on the right side, and Doctor on the left. See if that changes the complexion a little bit, thwarts this Eagle assault.
Boy, I really like Batchelder's stick skill. He can really move that puck around in a hurry.
Delayed offside there.
And actually, I like the makeup of this line. Really, you have Holt, it's a speedster over there. You got Batchelder that's got the stick skill, and Jack Jensen that can do virtually everything for this team. So really pulling out all the stops, and a dynamic duo back on defense, and that's Langfels and Luke Middlestad. So we're going to keep an eye on the goal in Rosenlund. 3:03 left to go. Probably about the 2-minute, 2.5 minute.
Will they go Patty Waugh? Do it right now.
Why not? Just got to make sure you get possession. That's
Keegan
all.
Langfels. There he goes. Patty Waugh. To the net he goes. Rosenlund. Now Bayless is there. To the line. Ooh, that gets through.
Better hurry.
Batchelder. Now it's going to be Keegan Langfels. Watched by Newhouse. Off the boards it goes. Litke with it. Rips one wide of the mark. The big Karam. Holt will watch as Newhouse takes a swing at that one. It's going to be Luke Middlestat. Ahead it goes to Holt across the line. Holt looks for Jensen. Keegan Langfels comes. Nice quick hands there. Gloved up. Glockner intentionally laid it out for Doctor to make the play, to keep the play moving.
Boy, he tracked that puck very well.
He didn't want the offensive zone face-off, even though there were Eagles all over. Redirected on goal. Now it's Doctor with it.
Uh-oh.
Wants it the length of the ice. Oh, my word.
Wow. He just knocked a 350-yard drive
Believe us,
down the
it went
middle
in.
of the fairway.
Yeah. It's just something.
Wow, that's the second goal of the game, and that's 3-0. And as you said, Pete, it could be 4-0 before it's all done. But Eden Prairie really trying to give themselves a chance to win. They pulled out all the stops. I think that was a good coaching decision. But as Sean Goldworthy team does, they gather possession, and when you have it in the hands of a Grant Doctor, you're in pretty good shape. And he just sent that a full 200 feet.
Right to the middle of the net.
Absolutely.
And guess what it sent the people to?
They're rushing to the exits.
3-0 Minnetonka here with 2:10 to go in the third period from the Eden Prairie Community Center. Rudrud, Wilhite, back to Wilhite. Shot. Nice save made there by Glockner. Smith gets in there, and he gets greeted by a few blue sweaters.
Well, they're standing up protecting the goaltender, but Charlie Glockner really has played a terrific game. But this third period, he's been outstanding. He's been challenged with a couple shots from a very desperate team. Eden Prairie doesn't want to have that cipher in the scoreboard in their home rink against this team, so they're going to press very hard. But every time they put a shot on goal, a challenging shot to Glockner, he comes up big and makes the save.
Back to the corner, off the glass it goes. Hendrickson was there. Horton as well. Hendrickson kicks this one up the boards. Minnetonka is going to go to Hockey Day, Minnesota, undefeated now with one tie at 16-0-1. Another undefeated will be the Andover Huskies, 1-2 in the top 10 of the Let's Play Hockey Associated Press Minnesota Hockey Coaches Association polls, the most recent. I mean, that's just, what more could you want? I mean, it's made for TV. Smith shot. That one's going to start early, 9:30 from Bemidji. So you can have breakfast with Wimbledon, and you can have breakfast with Hockey Day, Minnesota. So that's the early one. And that but it is going to be, what, 6 below with a 25 to 30 below wind chill?
They say it's gonna be
if you're
chilly.
in charge, do you take that inside?
Yes.
What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're going to try to play it, every indication, but I'm sure they have a contingency plan if they need to. But you have to protect the kids. It's one game. It's a novel situation. But I think they did that and brought it into Peggle one
Grand
year,
Rapids,
too.
they stayed outside, and I think Ken Pauley said there was just nothing even fun about it because everybody was just trying to find a way to stay warm. It was
Correct.
brutal.
It kind of takes away from
I
the
mean,
actual.
You get to dangerously cold wind chill factors, too, there. So, I mean, you're trying to talk about it's not my decision to make, but Doctor with it, looking for the hat trick. Gives over to his partner, Lidke, back for Doctor. Loads it up. Scores!
Snipe.
Hats are flying for Grant Doctor with an absolute laser.
Wow, and I really feel kind of tough for Eden Prairie. They really put in a good showing. In fact, I think they kind of made a mark tonight. I think they did a lot of good things. It's unfortunate the score's 4-0 because Eden Prairie played far better than that. But if you're Minnetonka, they answered some bells. Coming off a 3-3 tie with Harrimantown, now they kind of getting back to skipper hockey, and that's outscoring their opponents. But they played a sound defensive game. But Eden Prairie just couldn't find the answer of Charlie Glockner tonight. But I think this is going to have some positive residual value for this Eden Prairie team. They skated with Minnetonka for basically about 45 minutes, and not all teams can say that, so there's something to build on for Coach Lee Smith.
Jones with it across the line, in on goal. Pretty true to form, though. I mean, you skate with them for 2 periods, and they just continue to go. They have one of their top 4 defensemen out of the lineup. They mix the lineup up. The Eagles have proven that. I mean, this really didn't get to where it got to with an empty netter in that last goal. I mean, it's a hockey game here all the way to the finish. It was a great one. Will Height behind the net. He's jammed on the play by Jet Lee Swift. In front they go for Smith as he's going to be checked on the play. Bayless was there. Or check that. That was Worms. Now it's going to be Schultz with it with 12 to go in the period. Loads it up and sends that in wide of the mark. Behind the net it goes. Will Height comes together with Zitzloff to the corner. Smith looks out front, gathered in, play to the left wing side. Wires plays to center, and that'll do it for the hockey game. And the Minnetonka Skippers waltz in to the Eden Prairie Community Center. The two of these teams gutted it out for the better part of, I would say, what was it, about 45, 46 minutes of scoreless hockey?
Well, that's
and then
what
they
I was
run away
guessing.
4-0.
Absolutely, and that's what Minnetonka can do. They can wear you down, but all they need is that one little burst of energy, and really it was, I believe, Doctor that provided that, and from that point on, they just systematically started to implement the skipper style of play. So they certainly earned that victory tonight. Eden Prairie made them work awful hard for it, but if you're Coach Lee Smith, I think your team showed up and played with a lot of character and a lot of guts, and I appreciate the effort from both teams tonight. It was a very enjoyable game to watch. Only good things moving forward for both of these teams.
Indeed, and that will be it. Your final score of the Minnetonka Skippers 4 and the Eden Prairie Eagles 0. For Bart Archer and Amy Rapp, I'm Pete Wagner. Good night, everybody.